Good morning, gang. Happy Friday morning. Okay, the beat goes on. We keep coming and looking at the Give, Send, Go this morning. We're now at 192,000, so we're getting there. That combined with the cash that's rolled in, I believe that puts us over 200, so we are doing well. So, little update on all of that as to where things are going. I was working the phones yesterday. I may have, I'll know more today, but it looks good. May have secured a semi-truck full of water. I may have secured a semi-truck full of, we're talking thick size here, of diapers and baby wipes. That gets expensive. And then a bunch of baby formula. The baby formula one's a little interesting because if you think about this, everybody's like, oh, get the cans of powder. They don't have enough water. So I have to get the pre-mixed stuff. And working with a couple of grocery chains to get that, but a pallet of that stuff is about $6,000 a pallet. So cross your fingers that we get all that going. I've already got the trucks lined up for this stuff, so that we're good on to get semis to move this stuff. So yeah, this is way more than I've ever done before in my life, guys. This is crazy, but it's a good thing. So again, we'll keep going as donations keep coming in. We'll keep doing it. We'll find out today if today's when we can start getting the money released. But then once they can release the money, then it takes a couple of days to get to us. So it's just bear with us about the speed at which is going. Of course, we've got to deal with all the corporations around the world that are doing whatever they can to prohibit us from doing things. The banks want everything to be slow. The retailers don't want to sell the stuff. It's just insane. So, we'll get into a few other things here today. Overnight, the dock workers, the longshoremen, agreed to a tentative contract, okay, for a 62 or 63% pay raise. Must be nice. Okay, they're going from $39 an hour to something like $63 an hour. Okay, good. It's funny how that worked because, as I told you guys a week or so ago, Joe Biden had the ability to stop this strike, right? And he refused to do anything to it. Typical Democrat, they won't do anything to keep the country going. They just want power. Ron DeSantis, we all know who he is, governor of Florida, single-handedly stopped this strike on his own. I don't care what anybody else said. DeSantis is the one that did it. How? Because he said, okay, here's the deal. We're going to open up the Florida ports and we're going to have non-union workers come in and unload all these ships. And all of a sudden the union said, oh crap, we lose any leverage if they keep unloading ships. And all of a sudden they came up and said, well, gee, we wanted 77%, but we'll take less. Not that 62% is any. Wouldn't y'all like to get a 62% pay raise? I know I sure would. Okay, not going to happen anytime in my life. And probably not going to happen in anybody else's. But the longshoremen strike is over, or delayed, let's put it this way. They're working off of the old contract now until January 15th, which Kamala Harris is breathing a sigh of relief because if the economy fell apart more than it already has before the election, that would hurt her, okay? I'm waiting to hear her or Biden take credit for for ending this strike because just so you are perfectly clear, the Biden-Harris administration had absolutely nothing to do with ending this strike. Zero. They had the ability to do it. They refused. Now that it's ended, they don't get to take credit for it. So, all those people around the country, because I've seen pictures and heard stories from all of you guys, from Texas to Arizona to Oregon to New Jersey to God knows whatever, all those people that hoarded all their toilet paper, I hope you save the receipts, or I hope you have room in your closet for it, because, yeah, don't worry about it. The funny part about it is toilet paper is all made in the United States anyway, so that wasn't even affected by the Longshoremen strike in the first place. Still, the big question I have, and I said the same thing during COVID, of all the things to hoard, why is toilet paper so important to have tons of in the house? I mean, hell, in a month when the election happens, if Kamala Harris, by Satan's will, wins, you can use $100 bills to wipe your ass with, okay? It's got about the same value. But of all things to hoard, why toilet paper? Why paper products? Why is everybody, use a damn old t-shirt. You can wash the thing too, just stupidity. You know what? Do I need food or do I need toilet paper? Honey, let's stock up on toilet paper. Well, you know what? If you don't eat, you ain't gonna shit, so you don't need toilet paper. Just saying. Okay. So, yeah, the Longshoremen strike is over. That should get the ships doing. It's going to take a couple of weeks. There's dozens of ships already out in the Atlantic, anchored, waiting to come in. It's not like they're all just going to poof, empty out. It takes a while to do that. So stuff should be coming back, which is a good thing, because working the phones like I have, getting supplies is hard. And then if everything gets even less, not that we're getting water from Europe or something, Perrier or whatever, but it's not like that's what we're buying. The other supplies and stuff like that will be coming in. But getting supplies is tough. And the harder part was going through the stores was tough, because with the idiocy of so many people out there hoarding crap, I think I told you guys, it was Costco, said that they refused to sell pallets of water to the people because they were afraid of people hoarding it. And, it's like you buy a pallet of water, chances are that's going for some sort of relief fund, some sort of organization. People aren't storing pallets of water in their garage, okay? Even us. If we're storing water, it's probably in IBC totes or barrels or something like that. We're not storing it by bottle. It's too expensive. But we'll get the supplies back. That should hopefully ease the pain that all these charitable organizations, the ones that are actually doing something, like Bear or like Ryan Hall or Samaritan's Purse or the Cajun Navy or Little Old Us is doing, at least we can get some supplies. It's been very fun trying to figure out where we can get stuff and if we can get stuff. But hopefully the end of this strike will ease some of the chaos in the big stores that have stuff like this. I was calling small groceries to see what you could get in the way of orders put in and what they can get. A couple of you guys suggested Amazon, order bottles of water from Amazon. Excuse me. And Amazon had a 19-day lead time on sending out one case of water, let alone pallets of it. How the hell is UPS going to deliver pallets of water? So you got that. But does anybody notice the lack of assistance we get? I'll give you this. Kamala Harris came out yesterday and said, we're going to give $750 to everybody that's affected by the hurricane. And like we all said, that's a pittance, right? That'll get them, through maybe a week? Place to stay and something to eat. That's it. So all the stories are coming in about people that have managed to apply for the FEMA money, the $750. Guess what? They're all getting rejected because, of course, FEMA has come out and said, we're broke. We don't have any money because we gave $1 billion of FEMA money to illegals. And again, we can go through it again, and all the money the illegals get versus the money that the U.S. citizens get, all the money that the Ukrainians get versus the U.S. citizens. We get nothing. The other reason that you want to look at this, and I want everybody to think about this. We talk about red states and blue states all the time, right? Now let's think about the states that are in play, okay? Swing states that we've heard of. Tennessee, pretty solid red. Take out Memphis, take out Nashville, the rest of the state votes red, okay? Kamala Harris has no chance of winning Tennessee. No big deal, okay? South Carolina, solid red, no problem there. Florida, forget it. She's not going to win Florida. But the other two, Georgia and North Carolina, are in play. And so you think about this. Where's the damage in these states? Northern Georgia and western North Carolina. Go look at a map how those parts of the states voted in 2020. Solid red, with the exception of Asheville in North Carolina. Northern Georgia, solid red. Western North Carolina, minus Asheville, solid red. Where are these people going to vote? Chances are they're not, okay? It's not going to be really, the polling place is potentially flooded. How are the people going to get to them? And Joe doesn't want to help. Why? Well, think about it. If you take out those solid red places, then the votes in blue Atlanta or blue Northeast North Carolina carry a lot more weight. And now if Kamala Harris, because we can't help these people and they can't vote, can somehow win Georgia and North Carolina, Trump's screwed. Don't think they haven't thought about this and go, okay. Because there are C-130s, there are Black Hawk helicopters that have been sitting on the tarmac since Sunday, 5 days now, not moving. FEMA telling people, don't go anywhere. Pete Buttigieg yesterday, do not fly your drones out to find people. We'll do it. You aren't doing anything. Your equipment's all grounded. The commanders at, say, Fort Bragg, for example, have been told to do nothing. They have to await orders from the White House to send planes, send troops, send whatever to the stricken areas, and the White House will not give the order. Okay? There are soldiers, Fort Bragg, okay, 82nd Airborne, 82nd or 101st. Man, I'm okay. 82nd, yeah, it's been that long. Sorry. That want to go, and they're being told to stand down, that they can't go anywhere. They're not allowed to help the people. They're not allowed, even if their families are back there, they're like, we want to go. And the commanders are telling them we can't. The problem that we have there is this goes back to the old woke crap. We need some commanders with balls to say, you know what? Screw the White House. We're doing it anyway because, military has to follow orders. Military has to follow lawful orders. Okay? That's the thing. You don't follow unlawful orders. Lack of giving the order to do it would be an unlawful order, in my opinion. Whether it's legal, don't know. But the government is not using any resources, to do anything. They're taking up hotel space. FEMA employees are coming in, doing nothing, taking up all the hotel space that you could put displaced people in to come around and have meetings. Have your freaking meetings in Washington, D.C. Have your freaking meetings in Poughkeepsie, New York. Okay. You got an empty hotel space that you're going to pay for? Put these people in that have no home, no clothes, no money, no food. Take care of them. That would be a brilliant freaking idea. There's a lot of things we need to do to help. And I mean, obviously, I'm not talking about financially or whatever. We're doing that, okay? Food-wise, people have asked me about clothing. They haven't got that far yet. That's being done on a local, very local level right now. Like Goodwill is opening up the doors and putting clothes on people, the stuff that's on the rack. There is nowhere that I know of as of yet that is even taking clothing donations or anything like that. Their focus right now is on food and hygiene and cleanup. That's it, okay? It's going to be cold next week, okay? Feasibly down near freezing. Wet and cold is a good way to die. So hopefully they can get something going on there. We have no way of doing that, guys, okay? So I know people have asked me. We just don't have the ability to go out and do a coat drive. There's organizations that can do that. We're kind of trying to focus on what we can. We're little. We'll focus on what we can. Other groups have to do it. Unfortunately, we don't want to be a jack of all trades, master of none. I want to focus on one thing and do it well. Okay, that's what we're trying to do here. Newport, Greenville. That's our AO. Okay, simply put. But with the people and being able to vote, that may be something that help comes around. We may have to, and I'm not kidding when I say this, start doing convoys like we did a couple of days ago on election day and set up places. Meet here at 8 o'clock. We are taking everybody to the polls. However, a lot of places have, I think North Carolina's long since started early balloting. Hopefully, a lot of those people already did it. Because the lack of response that we have gotten, the absolute incompetence we have seen with the Biden-Harris administration on handling this hurricane. I mean, again, remember, it took Joe 6 days to do a flyover, and everybody's like, oh, look, Joe went out and took a look. But remember George Bush, 2 or 3 days afterwards, and they raised hell with him for not going down and being on the ground with Katrina, right? This is the thing. There was a piece on O'Keefe Media yesterday. James O'Keefe, the guy who used to run Project Veritas, and until they kicked him out, and so Project Veritas went in the toilet, and he started another company, where they were talking with a reporter from MSNBC and how they are completely in the tank for Kamala Harris. Do not think for 1 second, guys, that this isn't an us versus them. We are proving it right now. There was no food donated by anybody, no clothing, no diapers, no nothing. Where it was handed out, Republicans here, Democrats here. It didn't work that way. Okay, if there was, the stuff in the Democrat pile would be empty. They'd be picking up dust. Because please tell me, how much money have we seen come in from Hollywood to help the people? I haven't heard of any. How much money have we heard from countries around the rest of the world donating to help the hurricane victims? I haven't heard of any. Okay? Though, anytime something happens in Ethiopia, God knows we've got to send billions of dollars. Sure, because we have all money trees. We all have money trees in the backyard, right? We just print it. Well, we do just print it, but so yeah. Keep going, keep doing what you're doing. Help any way you can. Do what you can. There's a lot going on. Fortunately, the strike is over. The longshoremen have finished. That will cause more inflation, just so you know. However many thousands, tens of thousands of longshoremen, it's going to make the products you buy more expensive. Just be aware of that. It's another great thing that we get out of the Harris-Biden administration, inflation. That will be their legacy. All right, it's 4:30 in the morning, so I will get moving here as the sun comes up. I'll keep you posted, let you know what's going on around lunch. Have a good day, guys. Pinball out.